Welcome back to BK Nothing But Net's. Gonna have a good one for you guys today. I don't know where you are in this world, but I'm pretty sure wherever you are, it's snowing because it's snowing everywhere. How's the weather where you are, Dylan?
Absolutely perfectly fine. In the state of South Carolina at the moment, it is raining and it is below 32 degrees. So people down here think that it's World War III. It's hilarious, but yeah, no, we're perfectly fine. Well, to people down here,
We,
we're not, but I'm perfectly fine.
we church was they canceled church on Sunday and they on Thursday for Sunday and they canceled school on Monday on Friday. So they're ahead of the curve here because we got maybe an inch of snow. Like you can still see a little bit of grass. Like that's how little snow we got. But
Yeah, we
that's
have
enough to shut
zero
up.
snow. I had maybe about a 1/10 of an inch of ice on my car, and that was it. It's raining now, a little windy, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you got people over here freaking out thinking that they're going to lose power and shit. So, I mean, I hope not. That would suck. But if you lose power over just rain and some ice, you're in a bitch state. I'll just say that. So, unfortunately, I'm hoping that I'm not in a bitch state.
Well, I all of my power, all the electricity runs underground, so we don't really lose power where I'm at,
Yes,
specifically where I'm
majority
at.
of ours does too, but for some reason, they're all connected to ones outside of the neighborhoods that are above ground. So,
Okay.
we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully not.
All right. The snow in West Texas is bullshit. Yeah, it's an inch of snow and everything. Welcome. We had snow 5 years ago, and it was like 3 or 4 inches, and that shut everything down for like a week. It didn't get above freezing, so it didn't really melt. This is only like a dusting. All right. I'm moving back to Nevada. Screw this. Did you get a
When the
lot of
hell did
snow?
you live in Nevada?
Yeah, we got all types of things coming out of the closet today.
I was about to say, I thought Leaf was a New York guy.
Yeah, I thought he lived in Brooklyn his whole life. That's what I thought. All right. Um, I'm moving to Nevada. Not back. I think I made it back. Did I make it back? Yeah, I did. It just says I'm moving to Nevada. That's my bad. All right.
Oh, yeah, we're just idiots.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I just made things up. Yeah, I'm just making things up. All right. All right. So first things first, I wanted to start with Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas played 19 minutes the other day against Boston in a double overtime game. He's obviously not a part of things. It's the Cam Thomas drama hour. Where do we start with Cam Thomas, and should we just stop playing him altogether?
Yes, and I've stated this for a very long time. I am very, very excited to see this relationship end here shortly. I think that it is in the best interest of this organization, also for him, but mainly for this organization. Um, I think he's going to get waived. I do think that he is going to end up getting waived potentially. Um, there's a very short list of teams that I could see making a move for him. The only way that I honestly see a team making a move for him is if Nick Claxton is included. So I don't know how many teams around the league are really going to show interest in him. I mean, I think teams maybe like the Clippers could do something like Bradley Beal in a couple of seconds. Maybe a team like the Bucks look to flip Miles Turner and bring in Claxton and Thomas. I put out a couple of proposals here the last couple of days of three-team trades, including Nick
I want to
Claxton.
get to
So,
that later. I
uh,
want to get to that
yeah,
later. I want to do trades later. Yeah.
yeah, no, we'll definitely jump into that. But I mean, for the most part, right now, I think the Clippers, the Bucks, maybe a team like surprisingly, the Lakers maybe could use a little bit of added offense off the bench. Um, there's a couple of teams out there that I could see looking to try and add him. So it'll just depend on what the market is and what the price is. But I do think that there is a more likely chance of him getting waived than there is him getting traded.
My sister in law was dating this guy for 5 years, and they broke up. He broke up with her, but they lived together, right? So and they've lived together for like 4 years. So like all of his stuff is there, and like he still comes there once in a while to sleep, and it's like a big mess. Do you see the analogy that I'm drawing here? Like that's how I feel like the Nets relationship with Cam Thomas is. It's over, but it's not because like you still have all this stuff there. Like I agree that this relationship is over. The only problem with it is it's not over. And like I said, he played 19 minutes the other day. He's still on the team. I never understood bringing them back on the qualifying offer. It never made any sense to me. I, I mean, you say that it's over, and I understand why you say that, but like it's not over. Like he's still a part of this team, and he's still playing some minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said this entire time. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I wouldn't have brought him back just to let him go for nothing. But at this point in time, if the market isn't there, now is the time to let him go for nothing. Um, it's such a shattered relationship as a whole. There's nothing that can be done to A, give him minutes, B, make him want to stay here, and C, make us want to keep him. He's done nothing to prove himself over these last 2 years. He's been injury ridden. He has been lazy. He has had absolutely no impact on the game of winning. He has not been consistent. He has not improved. I think that you just got to get over this. This is one of those situations that shouldn't even be a topic, simply based on the fact that the guy's just not that good at basketball, right? I would understand if we're debating whether or not we should keep a player if it's an all-star or if it's a young player with high upside. But when you're talking about a 24-year-old who hasn't really amounted to anything in his career, who has not improved in a single aspect of his career, why is the conversation still going on? He's not good. So just get rid of him. Get it over with.
Well, that's the other issue is getting rid of him. You're going to have to cut him. I don't see anyone trading for him, right? Like I tried to, like this was my point earlier in the season when everyone's like, no, bring him back and trade him. So what the hell are you getting for him? Who wants him, right? Like why didn't we just trade Ben Simmons last year? Why did we just trade him? Because nobody wants him. That's why. Nobody wants Cam Thomas. I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. I'm a Cam Thomas fan. Nobody wants his ass. Like he's not good enough. He's an undersized guard. He's not good enough to run your offense. He can't run your offense like Brunson or Steph or Donovan Mitchell, right? He can't run an offense like those guys. You can't give him the ball and say, get me 2 points at will. He can't do it. He's not that good. He's a very good scorer, but he's not at that level. And he can't play within the confines of an offense. You see, as soon as he comes in, the Nets offense gets worse every single time. Every time Cam Thomas comes in the game, the offense gets worse. You can say that I'm wrong, and you can tell me he's a great shot maker. Both of these things can be true. The offense can get worse every time he's in the game, and he can also be a difficult shot maker. Both those things can exist at the same time. And the game has just gone away from him. You saw Trae Young got traded for a bucket of for a bucket of footballs. What do you think Cam Thomas is going to get traded for? Nobody wants him. I don't understand why we bought him. Who's trading for him? Who is going to give you anything of value for him? And by a value, I mean
get anything of value for him. In all honesty, you may start to see like a Spencer Dinwiddie for Dennis Schroeder type of deal.
I'd rather have Bluffkin on the team, whatever the hell his name was. Right? I'd rather have
Bluffkin. Yeah, no, I would have
Kobe Bluffkin. I'd rather would have had Whitehead on the team. At least like show me something. Like Whitehead never really got a shot. Give him some minutes. I don't know. Like I'd rather see anybody than just have Cam Thomas run out there. He's on the bench. He's not getting, and it's more likely he loses all of his minutes than he goes back in the starting lineup.
I just wanted to put this up here from Leaf. The amount of debates that we have had with Leaf, and we love Leaf. Leaf is our guy. But to sit here and try to pretend like this guy is a good basketball player is absolute blasphemy. Year 5, no improvements. Horrible efficient scorer, no other aspect to his game, horrible defender, horrible playmaker, horrible team player, horrible in terms of the fact that he can't impact the game of winning. He's not consistent. How is this a good basketball player? I mean, we were talking about he may be a career 6-man. I wouldn't even make him a 6-man somewhere. He can't even play a 17 to 19 minute per game role, and you want this guy to be your 6-man playing 26 minutes a night off the bench. He's not good. He is really, really bad at basketball. And I'm talking about basketball. I'm not talking about we love flashy scorers and funny memes. He's not a good basketball player. He's a good street baller, and that's about it.
By the way, my Drake Powell jersey finally came in. So that's
there you go. There you go. Yeah, my Michael Porter Jr. jersey is holding strong. You know, we've got a week and a half left to survive this shit, but hopefully he's kept. I mean, I think at this point now it's an 80% chance that he's kept, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, from now on, I was only going to go with classic jerseys, but I do think Drake Powell's going to be here for better, for what he's going to be here. Drake Powell's not getting dealt, right? For many, he's playing his contract. He'll be here for 4 years, I would think. I like Drake Powell. Let's get into that. The two rookies, Drake Powell and Dolan Torrey, both I think taking big step forwards. Let's start with Torrey's performance against Boston. I mean, he already looks like he can be that backup point guard that we had hoped. Can he be more? What are your thoughts on just kind of like the surgence of Nolan Torrey the last couple of games?
Yeah, I mean the improvements are there, and again, I'm going to bring Leaf into this because we always love to shit on Leaf. But for a guy who said that these draft picks aren't good, you're now seeing once again how a little bit of development and a little bit of time can make a player much better. 18, 19-year-olds are not expected to come into the league, especially if you're not the first or the second overall pick, taking over the league. It's just not how the world works. To see him be able to come out there and give you 21 points on really good efficiencies, be all over the place on the defensive side of the ball, making the right reads as a playmaker. Like, these are all things that are really starting to show within his game. People forgot very, very quickly that Nolan Traore was a top 5 projected pick. He was the 5th overall projected player in the 2025 class before college basketball had started. He was actually in debates on whether or not he would go above Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper as a potential top 3 pick. So this is a player who has tremendous amounts of upside. And again, the player that I compared him to most coming out of the draft was Andrew Nembhard. And I think we're starting to see game after game those similarities start to show. A point guard with a quick first step who can get to the basket, who can play make, and who can defend. And you're now starting to see that floor spacing ability that I had mentioned during the summer league and at the beginning of the season that we needed to see those improvements on. You're now starting to see that. So the comfortability on his end is really nice to see. I definitely think that there's a world where you can play Nolan and Yegor together. That's something that I would absolutely love to see towards the end of the season, maybe the last 20, 25 games of the season. But, I absolutely love what I've seen from him so far.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 games now. I guess since the second Chicago game, so it's been 4 games. He's looked good. He shot the ball. He shot the ball better. He had the game against Chicago, the loss, where he hit 4 out of 5 threes. He hit a couple threes again against Boston. He made some big shots. His superpower, like Jordy would say, is obviously his speed. He's got blow by you speed. He's lightning fast. He's the turnovers are still kind of an issue, right? He's still turning the ball over too much, but he's a rookie. He's 19 years old. That will all improve in time. I'm starting to feel good about Torrey. Like I'm starting to feel like we may have something other, more than just a backup. Look, and he was drafted. What was he drafted? 19th overall.
19th. Yep.
Yeah. Look, if all he ever became was a 6th man off the bench, backup point guard, all right, fine. It's not a terrible pick. But it already looks like there's a lot more upside to that. And this guy may have more potential than what we kind of thought. I know you had higher thought. You thought more of him. But a lot of people thought when we got, like, what's he really going to do? Like, the best case scenario is a backup point guard. I think that's now the best case is now the worst case. I think there's a lot more upside in him.
No, 100%. Like I said, I mean, when you're a player who's projected in that top 5 and you fall, there's still an upside to your game. It just needs to be unlocked. And clearly that upside is still there in him. So he's the one out of our 3 other picks. I'm going to keep Yegor as a separate option because I still think he has star potential. But Nolan is the other guy, realistically, who has that star potential in him. So to see the way that he's playing now has been a breath of fresh air, especially seeing how Danny Wolf hasn't really been the greatest. Ben Saraf hasn't really gotten the opportunities. Yegor and Drake Powell haven't really been as consistent offensively. So to see a guy that has an offensive game to him right now is definitely nice. But again, I think I said it earlier on. I think that Yegor, Drake, and Traore are going to be those 3 guys that are kept long term. So to me, as of right now, you're 3 for 3 on your first 3 picks.
It does look that way. And well, now that we're there, let me transition into this. We are still 5th in the Tankathon standings, but it's super close now. Like it's all Washington is number 1. They're 10-34. We're 12-31. So that's only 2.5 games. We're only 2.5 games out of being the number 1, however you want to say it, number 1 in the Tankathon standings. Mm-hmm. We've lost, what is it, 12 out of 14, I believe it is.
Something like that. Yeah, we've won one of our last 10 games.
What are your guys' thoughts on this? I mean, I guess it's just you. I mean, is this they're playing some thrilling games. They lost a thriller to Orlando, they lost a close one to Memphis, to New Orleans, and they lost a thriller to Boston. Is this basically what you want? Good competitive basketball, which you lose in heartbreaking fashion?
Like I've said for the last year and a half, I don't give a shit how they lose. Just lose. All right, just if you want to make the games entertaining, make them entertaining. If you want to get blown out by 60 to the Knicks, I don't care. A loss is a loss right now, and that's the most important part as to where you're trying to get to. You need a top four pick. So to me, it doesn't matter how those losses come. I don't care how ugly they are. I don't care how close they are. Just keep doing what you're doing, developing the young players. If you have a close game and you want to make my heart rate raise, feel free. But at the end of the day, just lose these games.
We now have a 42% chance of getting a top four pick, which is not bad, right? In order to get at least a 50% chance of a top four pick, we need to finish in the top three. Is this all worth it?
100%. I mean, I just did one lottery simulation on Tankathon. Of course, the Spurs got number one, but we got number two. So
Okay.
one little lottery simulation right there. I mean, I'm assuming if the Spurs got the number one pick, they'd honestly trade back to 3 and just grab Boozer. But that's what I would think, because they don't need Peterson, they don't need Dembánsta.
Let's transition on this real quick. If you didn't know who Kingston Flemings is, you know who he is now. My God,
what have I been saying? What have I been saying? Yesterday
I hadn't
was
really
the
watched
greatest singular day in college basketball history. Like, you had Nate Ament go for 29 points. You had Keaton Wagler go for 46 on 9 of 11 from 3. You had Dembánsta go for 43.6 assists, 3 rebounds. Kingston Flemings 42.6 assists and 2 steals. Cam Boozer 32 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Darius Acuff 31.6 assists. Like, the entire college basketball landscape just went off yesterday. Even JT Toppin 31 points, 12 rebounds. Tyler Tanner from Vanderbilt 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Like, there really has never been a greater day in college basketball. That was the most entertaining day of college basketball ever.
And Peterson didn't play, did he?
No.
What is with that? Is he hurt again? Because he's
now an ankle injury, but they said it's something that they're just they held him out for a shitty game. That's all. He'll be playing against BYU this week.
Because he played. I saw him last week against Baylor last weekend, and he was ridiculous. I think he was like 11 for 13. Yeah. And then he didn't play. There probably was one game in between. I don't know who they played, but they didn't play yesterday. I was like, this sucks. But the rest of the day was phenomenal. The bench is obviously. And what day is that game? That's next Sunday or Saturday.
Let's see.
Saturday.
Is it?
Yeah, 31st Saturday.
Let's see. Yeah, BYU actually plays Arizona tomorrow, so that's number 1 versus number 13, and then the game after that on Saturday, it's BYU versus Kansas. You also have BYU versus Houston on February 7th, so a ton of really good games coming up for AJ Dembánsta. They also play Baylor on February 10th, so they'll get Tunde Yesufu and Cameron Carr versus AJ Dembánsta. You've also got BYU versus Arizona in mid-February, and then you also have BYU versus Texas Tech at the beginning of March. So a ton of really good matchups for Dembánsta coming up.
All right, so Caleb Wilson is a definition of positionless. That's a good point, John. Basketball with his skill set, and he could be a huge, versatile weapon for Brooklyn. Rank those 4 guys on where you would want the Nets to draft them, the top 4 guys.
As of right now, I think I'm preferring Dembánsta at 1, Peterson at 2, Boozer at 3, Wilson at 4. I think Wilson and Boozer are very, very close together.
Yeah.
But in terms of what selection you would take him at, I think you still take Boozer over Wilson right now.
Sure. Who do you think is better, the best player of the 4 day one? First day in the NBA, who's the best? Who's the best of the 4?
Probably Peterson. I think Peterson is just the most NBA ready. Again, when you're 18 years old and you already have that frame in terms of physique as a freshman at age, and the speed that he has, the athleticism that he has, the smoothness to his game, the efficiency in his scoring, I think that he'll be the guy coming out immediately.
You know what's crazy is no matter which of the 4 we get, I think everyone would agree that he's more than likely going to be the best player we've ever drafted. Right?
Anybody.
I mean,
If you, I mean, shit.
so
If
far
you
the
take
answer is
if
Kenny
you
Anderson
take
or
Kingston
DC.
Flemings, he'll be the best player you've ever drafted.
You're sleeping on KC, on Kenny Anderson and DC. They were good. But
I mean, I'm talking 21st century. Like we got to get with the times.
well,
now.
yeah,
Like,
the 21st. Well, Martin was picked in 2000, right?
yeah, and I think any of those guys in the top four will
Better than
already
Martin.
be better than him long term.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going back. I mean, I'm to the beginning of their franchise. If we get Caleb Wilson, that's the best. Most likely, that's the best player we've ever drafted. Which explains a lot about our franchise. But if you do get a guy like that, where is Kingston Flemings projected to go?
5.
Okay, so right at the top 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And for those of you too who are interested in the draft, don't use Tankathon for draft rankings. Like they still have Nate Amen at 6. They've got, Bennett Sturts still at 14. Don't take them seriously. If you're going to go for any form of mock drafts, I mean, I'm not going to plug my own, but I'd like to think I do pretty solid work. Go check out Bleacher
No, plug
Report,
your own. Don't be
ESPN.
modest. Dylan's great at this. Dylan's as good as anybody on the internet at this. Just don't be humble. Dylan's great at this. Yeah, don't look at Tankathon. Dylan updates his rankings. Dylan's are better. I watch so many rookies now, and I'm like, oh, I remember Dylan flossing this guy. I remember that. Yeah, I remember. I know this guy's name.
Yeah, I put you guys
the
all
big
on Diego Showman before he even
the big white
got
dude
big.
on Charlotte. What's his name? The big white dude.
Kalkbrenner.
Goldbrenner. Yeah, I remember Dylan glossing that guy. He's not bad. He's a big body. He's all right. He ain't never lied.
Showed that he's
a
all right.
big. I mean, I'm not saying Kalkbrenner is the truth, but like that's a quality player right there. And they got him. Was that a second round pick or was that late in the first? Second.
That was second. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can find some players in the second round. I believe at the end we will have the worst record. I think that's very possible. I think Washington.
I don't see us getting by Sacramento or Washington.
Sacramento is the one I would keep an eye on. I think Washington is going to do what Portland did last year, and later in the season, when everyone else is tanking, they're going to win a bunch of games. I really think so. Sacramento is the one that's going to be hard to catch. But we're running.
Well, because not even that,
both,
but they're also going to blow it up here shortly.
Yeah.
There's already talks about that going to happen here. So.
Well, that's what I said. Washington's not blowing it up. Washington has a bunch of young players.
Yeah, but they have a pick to stay protected, so they can't get any worse than 4th overall. Because if they're at 4, the worst they can drop to is 8, and their pick is top 8 protected. So they're not going to try. Indiana. I mean, again, I'll say it again. One player, especially a player like Halliburton, does not make your team go from championship to worst team in the league. But they're very far away. I don't know. That one's much closer than people expect. The biggest problem and the biggest annoyance, honestly, so far is just the fact that the Nets have played the least amount of games in NBA. Why are we 12-31 and the Kings are 12-35? Why we should be at 3 or 4 right now.
The Pelicans are 11-36. They've played 5 more games than us. Because remember, in December we just had like weeks off at a time. Remember, we had like 6 days in between games, twice.
I think we played 3 times in like a 13-day span.
The good news about that though is we're gonna have to play a lot of games in a little window, so you're probably gonna lose those games, right? Because it's just you got rookies playing a lot of minutes. Like you're probably gonna lose those games. So. I actually think that's a blessing in disguise. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. I told you it was going to get ugly. I told you when I thought we were going to win a bunch of games, and I told you when I think we're going to lose a bunch of games. It doesn't get
right now. We've got the Clippers tonight, the Suns,
loss,
the Nuggets,
loss,
the Jazz, the Pistons,
probably a loss,
the Lakers,
a loss,
the Magic.
at Orlando.
Yeah, at Orlando, another loss. I mean, the next game that is potentially winnable is maybe the Jazz, and I still think they're a lot better than us, or maybe the Wizards.
I've been in the mountains in New Mexico, and I've been in the mountains in Colorado, and I competed in Colorado in the amateurs, right? is different. Like it really does a number on your lungs. It really tires you out. They have back-to-back games. They play back-to-back days, Denver and Utah. They're not winning. They're not winning those games. Like I'm telling you, you're going to be so shot and so exhausted against Utah in the fourth quarter. I'm telling you, it's that much. The altitude does that much to you. There's no chance they're winning that. Even if they're up 10 going into the fourth quarter, they're going to lose. I'm telling you, the altitude does that to you. They used to call John Elway Captain Comeback. He always went in the fourth quarter. Yeah, because the other team can't breathe. That's why. That's why, right? I'm telling you, the altitude in Denver and Utah is different. But I said in this stretch that they were going to win. Starting with the Bulls, they'd win 2 games. I don't know where that starting with the Bulls game and then ending with the Washington game, that they would get 2. I honestly don't know where the other one's coming from. I mean, they may get one.
It's tough,
but I don't know where it's coming from.
Pinpoint where it'll be.
If you had to guess, they're not winning at home at the Lakers. If I had to pick, if you said they win one more game, I would say it's at Phoenix. That's how confident I am they're going to lose the Utah game. I would say if they're going to win one, they're going to, and they ain't winning at Phoenix. We all know that. Like it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. And then, but then after that, we have, I mean, we could realistically lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more games in a row, which would be 11 losses in a row going, overall. This is where things are going to turn. Things are going to get real ugly, which or good or whatever, however you perceive of that. But this is the toughest part of the schedule. They ain't winning too many games over the next couple of weeks. Anything you want to comment on that Knicks debacle the other night? Anything you want to say about that game?
I absolutely don't give a shit about it. It's a loss. Oh well, you lost to a contending team. This isn't a rivalry, like I've said numerous times before. They're good when we're bad. We're good when they're bad. It doesn't matter.
My issue was the overall lack of effort on both sides of the court. Like, I don't care that you lost by 60. I don't, whatever the hell it was, 54. I don't care. What I care about is the lack of effort. It didn't look like they were even trying for parts of that game. They scored 28 points in the second half. You think that was the Knicks defense, or you think that was a lack of effort?
A little bit of both. I mean, clearly these guys have a weight on them to feel like they need to win. They're just not. And, oh well. We'll worry about that when we're good. Right now, we're.
And then they come back and they
any less.
They come back and they give Boston life or death. What's the kid's name that hit the 3 for Boston? Hugo. What's his name? Hugo Boss. What's his name?
Hugo Gonzalez.
Hugo Gonzalez. It's hard. Were you rooting for a win, or were you rooting for him to lose? When Hugo Gonzalez, when Hugo Boss.
When Traore was doing what he was doing at that point, I was like, I was accepting the win, like if they were to, but I mean, I'm still hoping that they're losing these games because again, this race for top 3 is very tight right now. So because we haven't played as many games as these other teams, we do need to keep losing. So it sucks, but gotta stay the course.
The Orlando game when Yegor was doing what he did, I wanted to win. I wanted to win that game because it would have been an instant classic. The way Traore played against Boston, I wanted to win because it would have been. But I'm okay. Like, I'm not upset that they lost. Like, I get, okay, fine, you lost. It just, if they're gonna lose, then just keep losing. I don't want to go on the streak where they win 7 out of 10 again. Like, we can't have that again. Like, we got you know what I'm saying? Like, it's either got to be too hot or too cold. Like, if we're gonna lose, I want to lose every game. I don't want any more streaks where we win 7 to 10. That's not helpful. And that's why I just wanted Cam Thomas gone, but they're doing the next best thing, which is like just really Cam Thomas got pulled in the first quarter of the Boston game for lack of effort, right? Like it's obvious he doesn't want to be here. He's not going to try to play defense. It's a mess with Cam Thomas. And I think you're right. I think we're going to end up releasing him. I think that's the only way out of this, which why did we give him the qualifying offer to start with, which was always my question. But I want to spend too much time on Cam Thomas. Any thoughts at all? I'm gonna send the link over to Leaf. Any thoughts on the Boston game?
Extremely entertaining. I mean, it's nice to see Mike have a nice bounce back game after two poor performances. Um, and it's really nice to see Traore get the recognition that he deserves. But my biggest problem with the Celtics game was just simply the fact that it feels that they are not allowing some of these guys to have the freedoms that they deserve. Powell and Yegor had 6 points each in their first 6 minutes of play, and they did nothing else the rest of the game. Yegor took one more shot afterwards. To me, you need to game plan and give these guys schemes to be able to go out there and succeed on the offensive end. The fact that he played 6 minutes in the first quarter, meaning Yegor, and he took only one shot in his remaining 15 minutes of play, to me is an absolute joke. I don't put that on him fully. I think that is a coaching issue. You need to set him up to succeed, and I don't think they're doing so. So to punish him and take away his minutes, I think ridiculous. Um, so hopefully they start to fix that up a little bit because you don't want to lessen his confidence, especially for a guy who, I'll say it again, came into the league without a three-point shot and is now a highly efficient three-point scorer. You need to make sure that he's confident in driving to the basket and giving him the freedoms that he deserves. So if you go back and watch BYU tapes, you didn't see him just spotting up or trying to create above the arc. He was driving to the rim, he was finishing at the rim, he was finishing above the rim. So you need to find ways to get him to feel comfortable again. I definitely think they need to work on him a little bit more and help him with his development.
Just an update. It's a final in Denver. The Patriots beat the Broncos 10-7. What a thrilling game. I'm telling you, right now, the quality of play in the NFL is atrocious. This is the worst I've ever seen in the NFL. It's so bad to watch.
What do you
honestly
mean? This was the best playoffs I've seen in a really long time.
The level of play. It's 10-7. They missed 4 field goals.
Well, that's a snow game. I mean, that's a snow game.
That's a snow game. That's exactly what it is.
Stop blaming the weather. Stop blaming the weather.
How many teams is putting up numbers in a blizzard in Denver in high altitude?
Are you old enough to remember the Tuck Bowl game? Tom Brady did just fine in the snow.
But you're also talking about the greatest player of all time in football, like that. And I hate.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I mean, what I will say is that listen, the NFL got what they wanted today, bro. They get to push the Patriots again, and then they get to sell Drake May as the second coming of Tom Brady.
Jesus.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, does the NFL got what they want today? So
has he been good in the playoffs? I mean, has Drake May actually been good in the playoffs?
He's been above average for his age. Let's just put it.
Numbers wise, he has. But if you watch if you watch the game possession from possession like I did, you start to see that in that previous game against Houston, it was really just Houston mistakes. Drake May was. Yeah, I kind of fall on Dylan's acclamation of it, bro. Like he did okay for his age. Yeah, I fall on that.
He completed 59% of his passes for 179 yards against the Texans, and he completed 47% of his passes today for 86 yards.
You can't really, like I said, you can't really go by percentages. You got to go by how he's seen the field. Like, if you watch the game like possession by possession and play by play, you'll understand that those numbers, as they reduce, they look a lot worse than they look. Trust me. Like,
all right.
But I don't want to get into football. I do want to get into the Nets. Me and Dylan do agree on one thing. That the Nets and the Knicks. It's only a rivalry, bro. As far as Breezy Page goes, bro, and between him and a couple of other Knicks fans, and
it's
then
literally just Bloods versus Crips. Like it's literally just.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even that, bro. Like it's basically the Little Giants versus the Cowboys, bro. Like at best, bro. Like at that. It's not even Yankees versus Mets, bro. It's not even Rangers versus Islanders. It's not even that, bro. Like it's worse than those.
Right, hold on a second. I gotta jump in here as a Jersey native. Rangers Devils is a much bigger rivalry than Rangers Islanders. Come on, bro.
That's why I didn't mention the Devils, bro. Like
okay,
I don't know too much.
I thought I
didn't know too much about the Devils.
I was like, come on, man.
Nah, I didn't know too much about the Devils, man. So I just said Rangers Islanders, bro, because they're two New York-based teams or whatever. Okay. But I would like to say that Nolan Traore played very, very well. 21 points in 37 minutes. I think a lot of in the double overtime against the all-time great Hugo Gonzalez. Yeah, that was a pretty stupid game. Anytime you lose in the Celtics, it's a stupid game. But I appreciate the loss, man, because the loss is going to lead to what the tankers want, what the tanker session wants of our fan base, and what I know is going to happen because I'm definitely 100% right, bro. Even if we do finish bottom, very bottom of the league is going to find a way to screw us because we screwed them out of some TV money. But I never did say that the rookies were garbage. What I said was one of these rookies have to lead to something much more than a bench player or a 6 man or a 6 man role. I mean, I think we delegating them to that just simply because of where they were picked in the draft at 20. So this, that, and the third. The development is moving at the speed of a damn turtle. But it is somewhat moving. I give them credit for that. Um, the day that rookies or young players lead lead this Nets team to anything, I'll stand corrected and I'll shut the F up about the development and this, that, the third. But until that happens, I'm gonna keep bitching, I'm gonna keep complaining. Because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I got the right to do that as a Nets fan. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is, man, like, at this point. But definitely shout out to Nolan Trayor. He was 1 point shy of tying the rookie high of so who else is on that team? Danny Wolf, who put up 22 against Giannis. So that was cute. I like it, man. And I like Nolan Trayor. I think Nolan Trayor is he's adjusting to I think his speed is accustomed to what the NBA is doing. And if he gets everything in between in his game in terms of like just stopping on the go, you know, like the just learn a lot of control of that speed. He's a very good defender. He's a pretty solid defender for his size too. I give him that. Danny Wolf, I think, is if he gets the time that Nolan Trayor had he will become undoubtedly one of the greatest players in Nets history. Like I'm standing on business when I say that, man. I think Danny Wolf is that incredible offensively, bro. Like I mean, he just
I mean,
needs
he
a lot of
certainly has the
time.
talent. He just needs the he needs the minutes.
Yes, he does. Yegor, I think we'll see the best of Yegor once he starts to get stronger. I think right now the frame that he has at 6'9", 190 pounds is going to be getting pushed more and more away from the basket and just push to the 3 point line. But he has done a good job shooting his threes, man. He been doing a Mike D'Antoni impression. He's been hitting his threes. Um, Drake Powell, I still refer to him as the token black dude in the horror movie, but he has shown that he has the athletic ability. He just got to get a little bit more confident, man. He's stop being a yes man out there, man. Just go after it. Just go for yours, man. The team is some shit, man. So just go for something. That 2 guard spot is basically his, and it's not even an argument anymore because Cam Thomas is basically he is basically dead on arrival. You know what I'm saying as far as the Nets is concerned. So I definitely agree with Dylan with that. But in terms of him not being a good basketball player, I think listen, there's specialists in the league and he'll fit a team somewhere, man. I just hope that he does, man. I'm just for his sake, but who knows?
Dylan? Yo,
Wait,
Dylan.
wait, why is it 2 Dylans?
Why are there 2 Dylans? Can you hear me, Dylan?
Dylan?
You
Dylan?
guys can hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
there
can
you go.
hear you.
Yeah, my
There you go.
Wi-Fi shit in the bed, but I had to just reset it.
Oh, man.
You're good. I wanted to get into some of these trades with you. We got Leaf here. Peoples wants to join us. I'll drop a link in a second. I want to get into some of these trades with you, Dylan. You got a couple of trades for Cam Thomas, a couple of trades Porter, obviously. What do you want to start with?
Yeah, I mean, let's start with Nick Claxton. I think it's definitely the easiest frameworks to fill out. Majority of the deals that I'm looking at are 3-team deals, so can't really say they're the most realistic just because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. The first one that I was looking at was between Charlotte and the Lakers, which would have Nick Claxton heading to Charlotte, Miles Bridges heading to the Lakers. The Nets would be receiving in return Pat Connaughton, Rui Hachimura, and then picks would be worked out that way.
Okay.
What kind of picks can do to kind of make this work a little bit better? Yeah, what's up?
What kind of picks were we receiving for that? How many?
Um, well, it depends. Like right now, to make financials work, it would have to be Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, and Pat Connaughton to Brooklyn. Um, if you were to just keep it like that, the Hornets would be freeing up 9 million. The Lakers would be freeing up 4.7 million. So to me, you would probably have Dalton Knecht heading to Charlotte, and then you would have probably Haywood Highsmith heading to the Lakers, and Zaire Williams heading to Charlotte as well. So let's see. Yeah, so the Nets would take back 1.9 million in contracts, the Hornets would take back 1.1, and the Lakers would be freeing up 3.1 million. So it would be Hachimura, Vincent, and Connaughton to Brooklyn, Claxton, Zaire, and Knecht to Charlotte, and then Miles Bridges and Haywood Highsmith to the Lakers. In terms of
They was
picks,
trying to send Connect to Charlotte last year. Mark Williams, wasn't they? Wasn't they trying to do that, Dylan?
that's why I could see them probably. Yeah, that's why I could see them maybe resurfacing interest. So that's kind of why I'm resurfacing this one. If the Hornets are getting Claxton, we'd probably be getting that Sun swap pick from them this year, which I believe is projected between 20 and 23 right now. And then from the Lakers side of things, maybe if you're lucky, like a 2031 lottery protected first. I think that's about what you can get for the value of Claxton and Bridges. So
that sounds
Rui,
like.
Vincent and Connaughton.
I agree with Dylan, bro. That definitely sounds like a Sean Marks type of trade. Get some 2031 unprotected first. Well after the CBA, because the CBA is up in 2029. For those of you that don't know, yes, yeah, that sound about right. And get some late 20s. Yeah, go pick in the late 20s, Sean. Yeah, do what you do best. Yeah.
Just so you guys know,
realistically,
Connaughton
if you're looking
and
at this draft once again,
Connaughton and Rui are both on expiring deals, so we'd be taking on about $27-28 million worth of contracts. But it's all
I
expiring.
was
So
going to say
that deal
between
works.
Hachimura, Vincent, and Connaughton, you're taking back 38 million in contracts, which all three of which
All
are expiring
expiring?
deals. Yep.
Yeah. I'm cool with it. I mean,
I mean,
basically.
Austin Reeves, Peyton Watson. There's guys out there in free agency that the Nets could make a push for this year if they wanted to. So this here frees that up. Right now,
I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't think the Nets are. I don't think the Nets are interested in paying new players. I think they're interested in saving money for they might want to save I think they might want to save money for a trade or save money for the rookies that they have via Noah. I think Noah Clowney is probably gonna get some dollars. I don't know if it's anything high. I hope it's not. I hope they don't
How much
overpay
would
for
you
him.
really give? Clowney had some ups
years,
and downs.
45 million, 15 a year.
Said
I ain't giving Noah Clowney no $15
I was gonna say
million
that's the
a
most
year.
I would give him. Is
3
what I'm
years,
saying.
40 million.
I was gonna say like realistically, 3 years, 33 million for 11 million per year is
Okay.
what I would probably.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I could see them giving him 3 years, 45 potentially, because you also have to think about it this way. Yes, you do want to have money freed up so this way you can make a trade, but you also need contracts on the books to make trades, right?
Yes,
so
you do.
If a team has a guy making 60 million, let's just say Anthony Edwards, because I always like bringing this up, he will be traded in the next 2.5 years. So, but say a guy like him becomes available, you can't just toss out $30 million in contracts. They're not going to feel like it's valuable. So,
Right.
you have to sign some players to some bad deals depending on what you're doing, which is why I also think if you do have an additional $30 million freed up this offseason with the already 30 to 40 million you may have, go out and try and grab a Peyton Watson or go out and try and grab an Austin Reeves, because you can later on use those guys in a deal for a superstar. So there's different ways to maneuver around that.
I mean, Peyton Watson his name has been coming up. His name has been coming up. I wouldn't call him nice as fuck, but I mean he's a decent player, bro. Like for the most part,
he got a real nice potential.
he played with Jokic, bro. I ain't call him nice as fuck. But what I will say is that I did have a deal of my own. Being said, and then I had a deal that I sent to Gary. That was a part of that. I guess that was the part of the Lakers wanted the Lakers is pretty much over and done with DeAndre Ayton, and I got feedback from some fans out west that said they knew DeAndre Ayton was going to do this. They know he was going to check out at a certain point in the season. He's arguably one of the weakest players in NBA history. Luka got fed up with him. They looking for a better lob threat. They was looking at Claxton. They might think Claxton would fill that void because Claxton has a has a very very friendly deal. Um,
Give me that
yeah,
20 second swap and a
Who you trying to
protected
take from the
2031st.
Fakers, man? The fuck you trying to take from the
they
Fakers?
that we wanted expirings. But we was looking for Connect.
We take Austin Reeves. If
No,
it's not Austin
No,
Reeves,
that's not
then we don't
happening.
want it.
That's not happening.
no,
We don't want
that's
it.
not happening.
Next year, we
That's
can
not
get him.
happening. He's a free agent next year. We could grab him. I think Gabe Vincent was on expiring. Connect was on expiring, and I think Rui was on expiring, if I'm not mistaken. So
Connect's on 3 years.
3 years. Rui's on expiring, and Gabe.
Maxi Kleber are expirings for them.
All those guys are pretty terrible players. Pretty bad.
Nah,
About the draft capital.
Rui is cool, bro. I mean, he ain't as
Gabe
bad.
Vincent been having his worst
I was gonna
career.
say Vincent that would be bought out.
Worst
So we wouldn't
career.
have to worry about that.
Would we
is a
take
buy-
Ayton?
Vincent and Cleveland is a buyout.
Hang on. In a Claxton trade, would we have to? Ayton's got an $8 million option next year, player option. Would Ayton come back to us in a Claxton trade, and would that be something you're willing to do?
No,
Probably
that's
not.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm with Dylan on that.
They should just do Jackson and Mathurin.
Jackson,
Claxton
man.
and
Nah,
Cam
I'm not. I mean, they probably would. The Lakers is looking at Indiana to make some deals because Indiana did want DeAndre Ayton. They still do. They kind of wanted him last year because they knew Miles Turner was going to dip, quote unquote. But
Benedict got still got a lot very I think like a big upside. I think he got a big upside.
I think he got. I think.
Rui,
I think he got a big injury problem, but you can do you can definitely produce that. Somebody was asking me about the draft. I'm not interested in the draft right now, bro. Like I got screwed once. I'm not gonna get fooled again.
He got a natural talent though. You can see Benedict when he's focused. When he's focused.
Yeah, when he is focused, but I mean, it's like when he gets focused, that like a lot of it leads to high speed and high injuries, bro. Like, so I'm not really interested in him. The reality of like some odd trades, I think that 4-team deal a while back was a pretty lucrative deal. It was gonna send MPJ to the Warriors. They was gonna give up 2 firsts, 2 unprotected firsts.
They don't want to give up the 26. Or they're crazy.
They're not. I mean, but which is crazy to me because they blown all their chances to try to fit around Steph. They said no to Anthony Edwards. They said no to LaMelo Ball. They said no to they basically saying no to Kuminga. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know.
It's not like the 26 is going to be a prize pick for us. Like it's going to be top 7 pick. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they too gassed up. The Dubs are gassed up.
We talked about Claxton. I wanted to get back to Dylan. We had trades for Cam and for Porter too. What do you want to touch on next?
25th pick.
I wanted to touch on
Let me bring Dylan in real quick. Dylan.
Oh, my bad, Dylan.
Yeah, let me.
I think he wanted to touch on the draft a little bit because he was talking about the college players. He was basically, kind of fantasizing about these crazy ass games that happen. You know,
yo, Dylan. Your boy probably gonna get picked at 4, Kingston Flemings, and Caleb Wilson at 5. Imagine if we get somehow worst case scenario, we end up with the number 5 pick. You know how lucky Nets would be to select to pick Caleb Wilson.
I highly doubt.
You know how lucky they would be, Gary.
I highly
you know how much talent we lack, man.
Let me get Dylan in. There's a couple other trades we wanted to go through. Cam Thomas.
It's gonna be beautiful, Leaf. Just wait.
The other trades that I was looking at here is another 3-team deal for Claxton. It's going to be with Milwaukee and Golden State. So if I'm looking at it correctly again, let's see. It would be Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, and Buddy Hield heading to Brooklyn. We would get the Warriors top 10 protected 2026 first. We would also get the 2031 Bucks swap. The Bucks would get Nick Claxton, Jonathan Kuminga, and Cam Thomas. The Warriors would get Miles Turner and Haywood Highsmith.
Say that one more time. Give me that one more time.
Yeah. Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Buddy Hield, 2026 top 10 protected Golden State pick, and then a 2031 first-round pick swap with Milwaukee. Milwaukee would get Nick Claxton, Jonathan Kuminga, and Cam Thomas. The Warriors would get Miles Turner and Haywood Highsmith. The Nets
I
in
think
this
that
would be
works for
taking on
everybody.
$8.1 million. The Bucks would be saving $7.3 million, and the Warriors would be saving $750K.
I think that works for everybody, right? I mean, I think so.
I mean,
Works
I don't
for
see
us.
why not.
Yeah.
The Warriors are getting a stretch five that fits their system fairly well, and he's under contract. They get him for a first-round pick. They get a solid role player in Haywood Highsmith, who should be back here shortly. Milwaukee starts, adding pieces for their rebuild because Giannis is gone. So figure you're giving up one first-round pick, but you're also going to get 5 or 6 for Giannis here this offseason. But you get 3 young players to add to your team to begin your rebuild. And then the Nets get 3 bad contracts, all of which they can look to flip in the offseason or next year's trade deadline. And they also get 2 valuable first-round picks. So I don't see why not.
Leaf, you got thoughts on that trade? It works for me. I think it works. It works for us, and it works for everyone involved. I think. Well, your thoughts on this?
I'm all right with it. I mean, we get back a couple of loose ending contracts if I'm correct about that trade. Who we getting back? Bobby Portis, Kuzma, and Buddy Hield.
Yeah, so a bunch of trash. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a bunch of guys that's basically, back in bottom of the barrel, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Kuzma. What's crazy is we drafted Kuzma, we traded him, which is crazy to me. But go figure, man. I don't got no problem with the deals.
I don't know, Gary.
I don't got no problem with
Unless that 26 pick, whatever. If the Warriors give up that 26 pick, and then all of a sudden they just go on this winning streak, and that pick is going to be trash.
I'm not even worried about picks at this point, bro. Like, I mean,
Kuzma was drafted for the Lakers. He was part of that D'Lo trade. That brought
you know what I'm saying, though, right?
No, I think
Gary,
we drafted. We initially owned the draft rights.
Yeah, but we drafted him like the Hawks drafted Drake Powell. We drafted him for the Lakers.
Okay.
Because Dub's gonna be hyped up. They're gonna get them wins. They're gonna get them regular season wins and shit, and they're gonna end up with like a 24th or 25th pick and shit. Man, I want something better than that, man. I want a better guarantee for MPJ. I want a better first round pick. You know what I'm saying? I want like a 15th or 16th pick. Like a 15th pick.
Well, you can't guarantee that, people.
I know what you're saying, Gary, but damn. I mean, because I know how it goes sometimes. With the Nets' luck, it usually goes the other way. We do something, it goes the other way. That's why you got to be careful. I don't know, Sean Marks, man. You better work on your shit, man.
And Sean Marks gonna roll one dice too many, bro. Like, yeah, he's known to do that.
He play too much.
He don't play too much, bro. He's an idiot.
So this is the last year where it makes any sense to tank, and I hate that word, right? I hate it. What happens next year?
True.
We don't own our pick anymore. Like, where do we go next year?
We got the Knicks pick though. What? 27. We got the Knicks.
Yeah, but it doesn't do us any good to lose.
I'm saying we got the swap though. If the Knicks get unless the
Knicks entire roster get polio, bro, like, and they gotta put dudes off the street, bro. Like,
I'm saying anything is possible, man. Just keep wishing for the worst for them next year, because I know we have that pick swap, right, Gary? We have that pick swap. God forbid.
Ever since this Mikal deal went down, all we've been doing is living by the whole creed.
It's unprotected.
This shit is pathetic.
Right? It's unprotected swap, right? Imagine Imagine
So
we give us.
we own the Knicks pick next year, don't we?
Yeah,
Just
we
we
own
own
the
their
pick.
pick.
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
do
Gary.
own their pick, but I mean, I don't think the Knicks is gonna funnel out into the shitter, bro. Like,
No, I'm not
by
saying
the
that.
time
No,
Obviously,
that's in 2029.
no. I know they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna win 40+ games. I'm just saying, God
you
forbid.
way more kind than me, bro. I gave it 2028, but
I mean, God forbid for them. It would be great for us. I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, God, you never know. Like something happens, like blow his ACL or some shit, Brunson, and that's it.
we
And
do
the season
know,
is over.
because our luck ain't that good, and even if it does get high,
You're
the thing
right.
is,
We don't have that
then
luck. You're right. We don't have
not
that
it's
luck.
not even the luck, bro. It's the fact that we screwed the NBA, bro, by trading Kevin Durant in the middle of the season. We messed up in TV dollars. I keep telling people this.
Dallas got Cooper Flag by trading Luka mid-season when nobody knew.
But
Everybody knew.
we don't have a Luka to trade though. We have Michael Porter Jr.
Exactly.
That's not
Like
exactly
we, yeah.
What do you mean?
Silver.
We have
Yeah.
the next coming of
Look
Kobe
after
Bryant
us
and Cam
one time,
Thomas.
Adam.
That's what our
There
fan
you
base
go.
says.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing. I don't. I'll see, Dylan. I don't think that correlates because when we traded Kevin Durant, bro, we got Mikal Bridges in return. When they traded Luka, they got AD in return, and Kyrie, and they had Kyrie coming back, and they had Klay Thompson already, and they still made the play in. We made the playoffs that year, bro. Like, but at the same time, it seemed reasonable to give him that pick, bro. Like the NBA was just looking both ways. They clearly was like, you know what, let's just give him
The
that.
pick that we had that we gave to the Rockets ended up moving up from like 9 or 10 to 3. So clearly,
Oh yeah, that was Reece Shepard.
You
Yeah.
trade your star.
I wonder, guys.
That was Reece Shepard, and yeah, that was Reece Shepard in the
Do you
shit
guys
draft.
think that the maybe Thunder would sell that lottery pick? Do you think it's any way possible?
No.
I did want to ask this question. Would they say if they offered us this trade, they give us their first round pick for the Denver 2032 unprotected? Would they be interested in that?
No.
I wouldn't make it unprotected.
If they're giving us their best pick,
I would give up 2029 Knicks top 10 protected and Denver's 2032 top 8 protected.
I don't think OKC is interested in trading any draft capital.
The reason being better be a doormat in 2031. They better be
the reason why OKC is not drafting they draft capital is because the supposed deals that they supposed to hand out, bro, is already looking kind of questionable, bro. Like just in terms of how the team is going to go forward. We got to remember that J Dub is out indefinitely with an injury. And even though they're still top in the league, bro, like
There's something wrong with them though, because they even lost to the Pacers at home. Something's going on with them.
They're not getting the fouls that they were getting last year, bro. That's what it was. So realistically,
nobody follows, nobody watches Thunder anyways. Only people who lives in Oklahoma. I feel like they don't have no other fans.
I think
like that's the only team that won the championship that nobody cares about. Let's be real.
We got LBL in the house. What up, LBL?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, my man? We're talking about some trades. Did you hear the last trade, or what are your thoughts?
Nah, I didn't hear it. Who was it?
Dylan, you want to give it to him one more time?
Which one is it? The Bucks?
Yeah, the Bucks. The three team deal with the Bucks.
Yeah, it's Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, Buddy Hield, the 2026 Warriors top 10 protected pick, and a 2031 Bucks first round swap to Brooklyn. The Bucks would get Nick Claxton, Jonathan Kuminga, and Cam Thomas. The Warriors would get Miles Turner and Haywood Highsmith.
And we get just draft picks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was you said a top 10 protected, right?
Yeah.
That's for 2026?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We take that though. Top 10. Top 10.
Yeah, but they're not going to be Warriors are not going to be a top 10 anyway. So.
Exactly. That's what, because they're going to win a bunch of games if they get MPJ. I know they're going to win, but because they're going to be hyped up.
We're not giving up
Steph Curry's
MPJ.
going to be running around.
No, we are not trading MPJ. We're not
trading my bad.
No,
you're right.
No,
you're right.
Claxton.
Not MPJ. It's Nicholas Claxton. No, we do that for Claxton though. Go ahead. Take him. Take Cam Thomas too.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't
Take him,
really
yeah.
I can't really decide because I don't really like any of the players that we're getting, but but that said, I do want a 2026 pick from somewhere. A couple of them actually.
If we can get one more, it would be game changing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would be willing to trade the 2032
Yeah,
Denver
are you
pick.
muted?
No, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. That's why I'd be willing to get the 20. I'd be willing to get to trade the 2032 Denver pick to get Oklahoma City's best pick this year. I know they got like 3 of them, so I mean that's something I'd be willing to do. I really want a second pick in this draft. Well, I know you guys want to hold on to the Denver pick. I get it. It's a great pick, but we need to get good next year. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? We need to get, and this is a freakishly strong draft. I want to get in it again. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
I can hear
Can
you.
you guys hear me?
Gosh, I
Okay.
can't hear anyone.
Something's up
People-
with this. Something's up with the like I couldn't hear it. That's why I thought get out and then come back to the shit. Something was going on. Maybe it's the iPhone or some shit. These iPhones or
We lost Dylan. All right. I think I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. I gotta wrap this up anyway. If Dylan jumps back on in a minute, but I'm gonna wrap this up anyway. It's just me and you now, people. I don't know. We're dropping. All right. It takes Dylan. Can you hear me, peoples? No. All right. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna wrap this up. Appreciate everyone.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.